Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a relatively damp but sunny and bright Prairie View Cricket Club in Prairie View Cricket Ground in Prairie View, Texas. There's a lot that has happened in the last several hours, but somehow we've managed to get to the point where we have a playoff game on our hands, quarterfinal final matchup here in the Daffy News Houston Open 2023. This matchup is a number 2 versus number 7. Number 2 is the Kingsmen, and number 7 is the St. Louis Americans, rather. This is Brian Walters. I'll be joined very shortly by the great Leonard Chaibar. And the news from the center is that the Kingsmen won the toss, and they have decided to have a bowl. So St. Louis Americans will be batting, and a very strong, capable lineup for St. Louis, as you would expect from a number 2 team, Lenny. So it's going to be a really exciting match for the next 10 overs, Lenny. We shortened things today. 10 overs. How are you, Lenny?
Thanks, Brian. And so the stage is all set with the news. St. Louis American has been sent in here by Kingsmen. And we are all ready for top T10 action here at the DAFA News, powered Houston Cricket Open. And it's for the 2023 season. So we're delighted you joined us. And we are expecting a cracker of a game between St. Louis American and also the Kingsmen.
Well, your combatants in the middle, C. Kumar and Tarun Adada, are open the batting for St. Louis. It's going to be a really exciting start, and Samin Gul with the ball in hand coming from the highway end. That is the southern end of the ground here in Prairie View. And in fact, my apologies, they actually are going to be starting from the forest end, the northern end of the ground. We'll get the name of the opening bowler as soon as we have it, but C. Kumar and Tarun Adada are the men with the bats in hand, the umpires for the day. Cameron Best from Barbados, Aditya Gajar from Atlanta. And Lenny, we're going to be off and running here in a second. A very compressed game. Who do you give the advantage to coming in with a 10-over game? Or is it that anything can happen in 10 overs?
Yes, Brian, as the format gets shorter, the odds of any team getting some bit of advantage diminishes. And you get the feeling that both St. Louis Americans and the Kingsmen will fancy their chance to really get an early start in this game. So we're ready for the first ball. Adada on strike. Oh, pulled into the onside, and look at that. Goes one bounce away, and that's 4 runs for St. Louis American.
Wow. Off and running, starting out here. A short delivery, aggressive type of delivery, but absolutely equal to the task was C. Kumar. And pulling it actually went kind of fine. So there's a fair amount of bounce in this wicket here, Lenny. But it went fine enough. No one back there at deep fine leg. And the first scoring shot of the day, 4 runs to go.
So a lovely shot from Tarun Adada. Really picked it up well. Ball short outside the leg stump and really hammered it over the infield. That's a lovely shot to start. Oh, he tries to go with a shortish ball, but he'll get a single. And still 5 in couple of balls here. Brian, this is a very good start for the St. Louis American.
Certainly a very good start. You said it yourself. With a compressed game, anything can happen. And it's going to be interesting to see how St. Louis handles this. So it's sort of fortune favors the brave. You might think as a number 2 going against a number 7. In some ways, the number 7 does not have any pressure at all. All the pressure is on the second-ranked team in the entire tournament. And St. Louis Americans can go out and play with a certain amount of freedom.
So Kumar comes into strike. They've made a very good start with just a couple of balls. Anwar Ali. Ball cut into the offside, can't score this time, and a bit of misfielding there, and they'll scamper through for 1. A format in which every run will count, and a good running here from Kumar and Adada. Take the score up to 6.
Absolutely. Every run counts. Already, Len, we have 57 balls left, and we're not even 5 minutes into this match yet. So bright and sunny skies, and of course a compressed match means that every single passage of play is important. It's going to be important to have these two batters take advantage of these two power play overs to the extent that they can.
So ball chopped into the offside. A better ball here from Anwar Ali. That's his first dot ball and the first dot ball of the match. And simultaneously, Brian, a series of 3 other quarterfinal games happening across the complex. Of course, you're watching this one, and then UMMC will take on Texas Thunder. Dallas All-Stars will come up against Clarion Eagles, and Masters will take on Samp Army. So games spread across the complex, and all the cricketers are delighted that they could get back onto the green and there's cricket happening. Oh, this one is smashed down the ground. That's a lovely shot from Tarun Adada, and that goes into the bushes. That's gone for 6.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely slamming that one. Sort of a cross-batted shot, short of a length, so not a very threatening delivery from the bowler, Anwar Ali. And it was just hammered, just absolutely blasted this one over the top of long off, make that long on. The ball landing probably some 5 yards past the ropes out there. And so in this compressed game here, 12 over, or make that 12 runs already from the first over with 1 ball to come.
So very good start from the St. Louis American team, having been sent in here by Kingsmen. And you get the feeling, Brian, these teams, all the teams that came into this tournament came for a T20 tournament. And now that the game has been reduced to 10, they can't flying any personnel. They'll have to play with what they have. Tactics will change. Team selection will change. Watch for reshuffling of batting orders from the various teams.
You're absolutely right. In fact, the only day in this tournament that was T20 was the very first day, Wednesday. All the other games that have been played since then because of weather have been shortened. We have a couple of days of T15s and now T10s.
Well, play and a miss, and so a couple of dot balls in this over. The first over is completed, and a very good start from the St. Louis Americans. They're up to 12 for no loss. So welcome back. Very good start. 12 off the first over. And yesterday we were talking about bowlers bowling in short spell. Well, what for that today? It'll be quite brave for any captain to allow their bowlers to bowl for a couple of overs straight through. That's the allotted overs for bowlers. And so number 11 has been given the ball. That's Milind Kumar.
Milind Kumar, a very good spinner. And just for those of you who are joining us online who might not be familiar with the rules, any bowler in a limited overs match, a T20 or T10 match in this instance, is limited to 1/5 the number of overs to be played. So you're playing 10 over match today, so each bowler is limited to 2 overs. That is the maximum amount that you can bowl. So as Lenny said, you're going to have to be very careful with who you bowl and when you bowl them, because you have very limited resources. And as a bowler, you have to bowl your best 12 balls wherever you bowl in this match. So it's going to be very important to stay on top of that.
So Kumar will be on strike. We've seen a very good knock so far from Tarun Adada. And Milind Kumar, the off spinner, has been given the ball. He will come in here with 12 on the board so far. In the air, well away from any of the fielder. Didn't time it well. A bit of turn here from Milind Kumar. And another run for the St. Louis American.
Well, this one, Milind Kumar, as you mentioned, just a touch of turn, and it sort of surprised C. Kumar, not exactly taking much control over that shot. But I tell you, he does well enough to have it fall out of the reach of both the bowler himself and then mid-off, who was a little bit too square to be able to get to that one.
So they're up to 13 for no loss. Off to a very good start still. We're just started the second over. Oh, cut away. Runs here again for Tarun Adada. Fielder has given up the chase. And look at that, another boundary for the Americans.
Boy, I tell you, Lenny, as a bowler, you want to see that your fielders are committed. That ball bouncing a little bit. And you see on the replay here, fielder gives up the chase just a little bit early for me. Sharjeel Khan, who sort of decided ahead of time that that ball was going to beat him to the fence. So how important will that be?
So Milind Kumar has gone for 5. Oh, caught behind. It appears there's a big appeal. And Nado says the umpire. So for 1 second there, caught me by surprise. And a big appeal. And Nado says umpire Aditya Gajar.
Wow. Umpire Aditya Gajar does not think that it was out. And of course, from our angle, it's kind of hard to see. If there were an edge, it would have been a very fine edge. I have to tell you, I am not exactly happy with the keeper, Ramiz Raja, going all the way down in front of the umpire to continue his appeal. And that's something that I think the captain, Hamad Azam, might have to speak to his keeper about. But in fact, Hamad Azam himself is protesting as loudly as his keeper was. So obviously in this game, when the umpire makes a decision, wrong or right, that is the final end of, or should be the end of it.
So quality delivery from Milind Kumar, a ball that had a bit of turn, a lot of bounce. So look at this, switch hit towards the third man area, and that has gone away for 4. A fine start here, 21 for no loss.
That is not going to make the Kingsmen feel any better. A reverse sweep coming out. There it is. Absolutely opens up in the opposite direction and slaps that well over the head of that fielder short third and running away for 4. So 9 already from the over with 2 to come.
Yes, Brian. Irrespective of what the decision is, whether it's in your favor or not, Kingsmen will still have to try and focus on this game. This game has gotten to a 21 without loss and just 10 balls into this game. And they will have to still be focused. And barring that umpiring call, he has made his call already. You got to move on from there.
100% agree with you.
And this over's gone for 9 so far. So while all that is happening, St. Louis American are nicely poised in the second over with 21 runs on the board. They have done nothing wrong.
Absolutely. Bearing in mind that this is a 10-over match, so the first 3 overs of the power play. So pay attention to that. Right now, the 2 fielders allowed outside are down at long off and deep mid-wicket.
So a couple of dot balls in this over. And dot balls is going to be very crucial, very important. So another one. So that will complete over number 2. They're off to a good start. And after 2, it's 21 for none. So 21 for none.
Samin Gul, ball in hand. You mentioned that you're going to have to, it's going to be unlikely that a bowler bowls his 2 overs consecutively. I think that's exactly what you see here. Samin Gul with the ball in hand to start the 3rd over of this innings.
Yeah, Samin Gul is a quality bowler. Will come into bowl to C. Kumar. We have seen a good knock so far from Tarun Adada. He's posted 19 so far, and this is one of 4 quarter-final happening. Gets a short one. Now there's another big appeal. Now he's given out. So this time, C. Kumar goes. And the first wicket goes down for the Americans. C. Kumar goes. It's 21 for 1, Brian.
Wow. A brute of a delivery. He received this ball. That angle from the right arm over to the left-hander is always going to be one of those difficult angles for a lefty. And that ball short banged in, extra bounce, and takes the glove and balloons through to Ramiz Raja. And he takes it easily, pretty straightforward dismissal. Umpire Cameron Best taking his time, but I don't think there was any doubt that that was a off the glove and then caught. Looking at that replay, that certainly is the case. And I'll tell you, I think Cameron Best might have just been waiting to see if he was going to walk.
So Ramiz Raja comes up with a safe catch. And now Nikhil Kanchan comes to the middle. So one of 3 quarterfinals happening across the complex. Kingsmen and SLA here. UMMC and Texas Thunder happening. Dallas All-Stars and Clarion Eagles. And not forgetting Masters and Samp. And all these games, you can choose your game and follow your favorite team by going to the MLC network. You're watching the DAFA News, Houston Open 2023. And also you can check cricket clubs if you're into numbers and you want to follow all the results and the remaining fixture coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow is semi-final and finals day. So you just want to follow local cricket and follow this league and see all that's happening. Nikhil Kanchan comes to the middle.
Nikhil
Nikhil
Kanchan,
Kanchan.
tremendous batter in his own right, as you'd expect for a batter batting number 3 in this lineup. Facing up to Samin Gul.
And Gul Bryan would have made a very good start to his bowling spell, would have picked up the wicket of C. Kumar. We saw a very big appeal turned down by the umpire off the bat of Tarun Adada, who's batted extremely well so far.
He's batted well. I certainly think that he's batted well. Now, more to the point, he's been aggressive. And again, in that compressed game, it's more important for you to take the attack to the opposition. As good as this bowling attack is, if you see a ball that you can hit, you have to go after it. That's what he's doing so far.
Should be a wide. It's called by the square leg umpire. And now the ruling umpire has confirmed that call. So wide ball off the bowling of Samin Gul.
I don't think there's any question that this is a wide. Just for the benefit of those who don't know the rule, a wide ball can be a ball that the umpire doesn't think that you give the batter a good chance of hitting. And this ball bounces well over the head of Nikhil Kanchan. The guideline is if the batter is in his normal standing position. So standing straight up, would that ball have been over his head? I don't think there's any doubt there, Lenny. I think that ball bounced 8 feet in the air.
So a better ball, this one a legal one. So we've seen a couple of dot balls in this over. In fact, we've seen 3 dot balls in this over. And Brian, as they always say, nothing beats a dot ball with a wicket. That's one of the best dot ball.
The best kind of dot ball, absolutely. So, you know, the idea for the bowling side here is just make sure, the Kingsmen, you want to make sure that you blunt the attack of these 2 batters. Certainly taking a wicket helps you in that regard. And then more than anything else, just make them score off your good balls.
So we've got 45 balls remaining. This over's gone pretty well here for Samin Gul. Oh, another good ball. Kanchan can get off the mark. Look at that. Coming in, direct throw onto the stumps. Big appeal from the umpire. Now the ricochet allows the batsman to go through for 1. So essentially, Nikhil Kanchan gets off the mark with 1. It's 23 for 1.
My goodness. So what happens here? The direct hit from backward point, which is a brilliant piece of fielding. Unfortunately for the fielder, who did an absolutely brilliant job, pick up and throw. And looking at that replay, he may just have gotten across the line. But obviously, it's still a live ball at that point, and so you still have the ability to go for a run.
So Tarun Adada comes in to strike. He's been kind of attacking 3 4s and 1 6. And he faces up to Samin Gul. He gets a good delivery. Gul is bowling well. They scamper through for 1. Gul comes in, can't prevent 1. And that's excellent aggressive running from Kanchan and Adada.
Absolutely. More so Kanchan than Adada as a non-striker. So he immediately recognizes the fact that that ball is right by the stumps, because the bowler himself has to collect it on his follow-through. The keeper is 20 or so yards back. He knows that there's an opportunity there. Immediately calls, and his partner answers. That is good awareness and a good piece of cricket by Nikhil Kanchan.
So Samin Gul continues to bowl well. He's bowled 5 balls in this over. He's only given up 3. He's picked up the wicket of C. Kumar. And he comes off a very long run.
Yes,
We'll come
he
into
does.
bowl to Nikhil Kanchan. This over's gone pretty tidy for him. And even if this ball goes for 6, this is still going to be a quality over in the T10 game. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Can't get enough bat onto the ball, and we'll have to wait for the call from umpire best. And in fact, it may have come off the bat of Nikhil Kanchan. So 3 overs gone. It's 25 for 1.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the.
So here we see some information for you. All that graphic shows you all of the action that's taking place right now all across the Prairie View Cricket Complex. You have the Masters and Samp Army, St. Louis Americans, and the Kingsmen right here. That is the game that you're watching. And then the All-Stars and the Clarion Eagles. And then last, the Knight Riders and the Texas Thunders. So a lot of action going all the way around the ground here. And even just with a compressed schedule today here, Lenny, there's some exciting cricket going on.
So Hassan Khan given the ball. And he comes in here with 3 overs down. 25 for 1. We'll come into bowl to the man who came in at number 3, Nikhil Kanchan. And things are on the way here. We've seen a good contest so far. Oh, he gets a good slice on this one. Cover comes around, takes the catch. And another wicket goes down, 25 for 2.
That is a beautiful catch. Well-judged catch in the deep by Saad Ali. That ball sliced off of the bat. And Nikhil Kanchan not able to get full control over that ball. I think he was trying to play that more in our direction over here at extra cover, Lenny. But coming off the thick outside edge, and it stayed in the air long enough for Saad Ali to jog across and complete a pretty straightforward catch. So the second wicket goes down. That is absolutely huge in this compressed form of the game. It's important to keep taking wickets. 25 for 2. Interestingly here, Lenny, the first ball of the 3rd over and the first ball of the 4th over have each seen a wicket taken. So this is going to be now Captain Justin Dill is coming in to take the bull by the horns. Yesterday in the game, he absolutely was, I think, the most threatening of all the batters, even though he was unfortunately run out by an absolute brilliant piece of fielding. I believe that was Ali Sheikh. But he has the ability to sort of take the bull by the horns. And, of course, you're only having another, at the most, 41 more deliveries. So no better time for him to bring himself in than right now.
So the captain, Justin Dill, comes to the middle. We've seen from time to time, Justin Dill has come up with some good runs in quick time. And he comes in here with a couple of wickets to fall. Hassan Khan has made a very good start. And same shot, similar man is engaged, but just falling short of Saad Ali on this occasion. And so a couple of good balls there from Hassan Khan.
Almost an instant replay, exact same shot, almost the same result. I think that just would have fallen short of Saad Ali by probably 10 feet or so. Certainly something to think about, because that ball apparently is turning from the hand of Hassan Khan. The left arm spinner, finger spinner, is getting the ball to leave the right-handed batters. Something to pay attention to.
Yeah, a lot of turn there, and that is why the ball is going a lot more squarer. Not a good ball. That is because of bunks and turns. A good good bowling start here from Hassan Khan. And all of a sudden, the runs have certainly stopped flowing here for the St. Louis American. Having lost the toss and asked to bat first, they have lost a couple of wickets. They have lost the wicket of C. Kumar off the bowling of Samin Gul. And then not too long ago, they would have lost the big wicket of Nikhil Kanchan. 26 for 2.
Oh, I mentioned a brilliant piece, a brilliant run out from yesterday's action. And we'll see it as soon as, in fact, here it is right here. Look at this. Just dropping this ball, Justin Dill, Ali Sheikh just bullseye. And in fact, that wasn't Justin Dill who was run out. It was his partner on that occasion. But a brilliant piece of running, a brilliant piece of fielding by Ali Sheikh. I said on commentary yesterday that I thought he was the best fielder in the tournament. And I saw nothing yesterday that would have changed my mind about that. But, you know, it sort of emphasizes the point that a brilliant piece of fielding can absolutely change the complexion of an entire game. So in the meantime, not exactly sure what this delay is about, Lenny. I don't know if you picked anything up.
Yeah, it might have been the pitch. I see Justin Dill pointing to a section of the pitch and not too sure. Well, a couple of things may have happened. I thought that Tarun Adada might have been struck on the forearm. So that's one. But then I saw Justin Dill pointing to where the ball will pitch in front of a batsman and pointing some things out to the umpire. But the Kingsmen have really done a lot of work to really get this pitch going today. In fact, we started at 6 o'clock. And it's testament to the fact that so much work has been done just to have cricket played in this tournament to move on from a couple of rain-affected days.
I have to tell you, I was looking at the pitch beforehand. Obviously, I'm not out there batting, but in a quick, maybe 30-second inspection, walking from one end of the pitch to the next, I was amazed at how much work was done to be able to get things ready to be able to actually play a match today. So I think the fact, you're exactly right. Full credit to all the groundsmen. Tremendous work that they've done to get this facility ready.
Oh, ball them. So Hassan Khan has picked up another wicket. This time Tarun Adada goes. He falls for 20. It's 26 for 3.
Oh my goodness, this is a big wicket. Looking to swipe across the line. Left armor bowling to the left-handed Tarun Adada. Really just wicket to wicket and then turn right at the last minute. So you can make the argument that, you know what, it's a shortened form of the game, so I can be a little bit more aggressive. But you commit the cardinal sin by playing across a straight ball. Inevitably, what happens is what happened there. Just absolutely losing the top of his middle stump. Tarun walks back 20 from 12, and that makes it 26 for 3.
And Brian, when you look at the toss, it might have been a very good toss to win on these rain-affected days. Toss becomes very crucial. And we saw Kingsmen winning the toss and deciding to bat last. And probably for good reason. They're hoping that maybe another hour from now, the pitch will dry out a little bit. And I'm pretty sure that these pitches were covered. But even so, the dampness and certainly the little bit of dew still impacts the surface a little bit. And St. Louis American might be the team caught on a sticky wicket.
That run-up started from outside of the boundary. I was wondering where you were going with that, Lenny. Verisco Adams is the new batter as the poetic Leonardo Chaibar with a brilliant monologue that ends in the most classic of cricket expressions.
So a couple of wickets here for Hassan Khan. He's only given up one in this over. Oh, good shot into the into the onside, and that will complete over number 4. And after the end of 4, it's 26 for 3. So Harmeet Singh has been given the ball. And certainly, Brian, Harmeet Singh needs no introduction to U.S. cricket these days. And if you've seen the quality bowling from Hassan Khan and Samin Gul, wait until you see Harmeet Khan. He's such a top leg spinner. And he comes in here at 26 for 3.
Harmeet Singh, just a brilliant bowler. #1 pick in the Major League draft a few weeks ago in the Johnson Space Center, just an hour or so southeast of here in Clear Lake, Texas. He's a brilliant bowler, gets tremendous drift, turns it a little bit, but it's more the drift that he gets and the control that he has. He's an absolutely difficult customer to face.
So Dill gets a quality delivery to start here from Harmeet Singh. We've seen 3 spinners being used here by the Kingsmen. We saw Milind Kumar, we saw Hassan Khan, who's been quite impressive. And now Harmeet Singh.
No question. So Harmeet Singh, obviously, similar to Hassan Khan in that they're both left-arm finger spinners. But I think the added dimension that Harmeet Singh gives you is the ability to drift that ball. And there's a slight breeze coming from over our left shoulder, Lenny, so sort of drift blowing across the field. It would have helped that delivery drift a little bit away from the right-hander, which is the stock ball that Harmeet Singh bowls.
So a lovely delivery here from Harmeet Singh, goes across Ferisco Adams. A man who's played first-class cricket in South Africa and would have been part of the Cape Town franchise.
Wow.
And so he's the top all-rounder, but he comes in here at 27 for 3. Just 33 balls remaining, and they're going at 6 runs and over. There was a time in which they were averaging 11 and 12. But what tidy stuff we are seeing here. The continuance of what Hassan Khan and company would have started continues here by Harmeet Singh.
The last 10 deliveries have yielded 2 runs, Lenny. So absolute noose tightening here. Going back, trying to play this one to the leg side. Still not able to get anything on it. So the last 11 runs have yielded 2 runs. 11 balls have yielded 2 runs. The last 17 balls have yielded 6 runs. So absolutely squeezing the life out of this innings.
So an over that comes to an end. Harmeet Singh only giving up 1. That completes over number 5. And after 5, St. Louis Americans haven't been sent in. They're batting at 27 for 3. So Hassan Khan will continue. And we were wondering, Brian, which brave captain will allow their bowlers to bowl 2 in a row. Well, here's your answer for you. Hassan Khan, he's bowled well. And his first over would have picked up a couple of wickets. So he starts pretty well in the 6th over. And starts with a dot ball, still 27 for 3.
Well, it would be criminal to take the ball away from the bowler after he just bowled an over in which he took 2 runs and took 2 wickets and only conceded 1 run. So from that standpoint, it's a good thing. And so obviously the 2 left-arm spinners have shown the capacity to sort of tighten the screws on the St. Louis Americans lineup.
And the fact is, Brian, both Harmeet Singh and Hassan Khan, the 2 left-arm orthodox spinner, would love bowling to right-handers.
Yes.
And so they should have no problems at all with Justin Dill and Feresco Adams.
Both very capable, and particularly Hassan Khan generating some turn.
So the switch hit comes out, running up towards the boundary. Fielder gives up the chase, and that's a good-looking shot from Justin Dill, 4 runs.
So Justin Dill is a big, strong guy. You don't expect to see somebody like him playing a reverse sweep. Maybe you expect him to power the ball more down the ground, but he's taken advantage of the fact that the fielder at short third is inside the circle, and that provides the opportunity to play or get that ball going behind square on the offside, and that easy 4 runs taken.
So this over's gone for 6 so far. Not a quality delivery here from Hassan Khan. A lot of bunks and turn. So they will have to contend with some very tidy stuff from Hassan Khan. And then, of course, We know there's Harmy to come. He goes again, taking on the pad. This could be leg by. And so another one added to the score. Score will go up to 34 for 3.
So 34 for 3. Just 4 overs remaining here. Just 24 balls. Again, we're playing 10 over matches in these compressed form of the game because of the weather that we've had here in the Prairie View area. We've lost certainly a lot of time. And Harmeet Singh, I think that, yep, Harmeet Singh will be taking the ball to bowl his second over.
Yeah, Brian, his first over would have gone for only 1. And just coming back to the time lost in this tournament, we lost a day and most of today. We started at a time in which we would have finished normally.
That's exactly
We
right.
started at 6. But you've got to give credit to the organizers who really wanted games to be played today. So edged into the offside, and they're gonna come quickly through for 1 run. So another good quality ball from Harmeet Singh, and
Boy.
brings the equation down to 23 balls remaining.
He is so accurate, landing that ball on the proverbial dinner plate. Justin Dill with great reach, but just could not get to the pitch of that ball.
So Feresco Adams trying to pull this one into the onside, lobbed it, and in the end, the scorecard will read Cotton Bowl, Harmeet Singh. Another one falls 35 for 4.
I talked about landing it on the dinner plate. He's able to land it just out of the reach of the batter's hitting zones. So when you see here on the replay, he absolutely gets that ball just where the batter has to reach for it. And there, just out of his reach, only skying a pretty simple catch. And they say bowlers will never drop their own return catches. You can drop everything else, but you'll hold on to your own catch. Harmeet Singh into the action with the wicket, 35 for 4. Angad Singh Bhatia, who's coming to the crease.
Here comes the,
The ball of the
here
fourth
comes
wicket.
the. Y'all don't really want it like, yeah, here comes the.
Around between 90 and 110 runs. I don't know that they have enough to get there. We're now down to 22 balls remaining in this innings. And my eyes have just lit up because I see some Gatorade that they'll be delivering to us here shortly.
So Angad Bhatia comes to the middle. And the St. Louis Americans, they're struggling here at 35 for 4. And Harmeet Singh has picked up 1. And off the mark goes Bhatia and brings Justin Dill onto strike. So 21 balls still to be bowled. And the Kingsmen always one of the favorites of this tournament, Brian. And they come into this quarterfinal, and you look at the card, and you can tell by the numbers here, they've really done well. Good tidy bowling, good strong bowling attack. And they're not just bowling on paper. The boys have really showed up and given a performance here in the quarterfinal. And you look what has happened here in the 7th over. It's 37 for 4. The advantage has to be with the Kingsmen for the time being.
Oh my goodness, yes. So I mentioned it yesterday. If you're treating this like a boxing match and you and I are judges and we're scoring, certainly the first several overs, several rounds have gone to the Kingsmen. Look at that piece of work on the boundary. Diving attempt. And those 2 runs that were just saved from converting a 4 to a 2 can make all the difference in the world. Look at this. Driven into the outfield. Look at that, Lenny.
Yeah, lovely shot from Angad Bhatia. Looked like 4, but out of the left of your screen comes a man. He does well to save the boundary, save a couple of runs. Batsman trying everything to get the ball away from any of the fielder. We'll have to wait from the signal from umpire best. Like by is the call. And so that'll take the score up to 40 for 4. So we're down to the last 3 overs, 18 balls remaining. Runs have been hard to come by here for the St. Louis Americans. Haven't been sent in. And it has really not been easy going here. We saw some very good bowling from Hassan Khan, 2 for 7 off his 2. And Harmeet Singh 1 for 6 off his 2 overs, 40 for 4.
Yeah, and excuse me, this is Salman Irshad coming into the attack. Taking the ball from the highway end. Just 3 overs remaining. Just 19, make that 18 balls remaining.
So we'll come into bowl to Angad Bhatia. Justin Dill is at the other end. And you're watching one of 4 quarterfinal game. Oh, this is pace. And I've seen Salman Irshad bowl before in other tournament, Brian. He does have a little bit of slinging action.
I was about to say that. A little bit of sort of Jeff Thompson, or, you know, you and I are showing our age when we, the first name that comes to mind is Jeff Thompson.
So Salman Irshad has made a very good start with a dot ball. 17 balls remaining. That space.
That is absolute pace. That is gas. And he comes in, runs in at a very sort of, I don't want to say lackadaisical because that sounds negative, but he doesn't sprint to the wicket, just very slow. But then that explosion at the very last part of his delivery, and that ball, that slinging action comes from over his shoulder and absolutely slings that arrow down. Very deceptive in addition to being very quick.
Ooh. So ball played through the offside. That's a good looking shot from Angad Bhatia. And they'll come back for 2. A little bit of fumble by the man out at deep cover. And so 2 more runs. Very important runs here for the St. Louis American. And they go up to 42. But I've seen Salman Irshad bowled before US Open, and he bowled at the dead. And watch out, Brian, when he really gets the ball to a toe crushing Yorker. Because he have that pace, and I'm pretty sure it comes with a little bit of swing. Oh, into the offside, a chance offered, accepted. And so Angad Bhatia has to go. It's 42 for 5.
Saad Ali with his second catch of the day, positioned just on the circle at mid-off, and ultimately a pretty straightforward catch. You'll see here that Angad Singh Bhatia not having a lot of control over that shot, only just lofting a pretty simple catch. And an easy catch for somebody like Saad Ali, easily pouching that one for the 5th wicket.
So another wicket goes down. And Brian, you get the feeling that the Kingsmen will be quite happy. They've won the toss, electing to bowl first. And you look at 42 for 5. That's not a big score. And they'll fancy their chance of really advancing to the next round. In fact, the next rounds will put them in the quarterfinal. And that happens tomorrow morning. And then the all-important final. So the team that wins 2 games tomorrow will be the champ of this DAFA News 2023 Houston Open.
My goodness. All you have to do is just look at the batting lineup for the Kingsmen. There is one Martin Guptill, who is in that right now standing at backward point, who very easily could get all 42 runs by himself if he needed to.
Sharjil Khan.
Sharjil Khan. We mentioned Harmeet Singh earlier. Just Saad Ali. It's just a plethora of batting options.
So Ujwal Vinakota comes to the middle. He's the man on strike. Oh, cut away. That's a good looking shot. And they'll only get a single.
Boy, he is so difficult to pick up. That angle from, again, over the wicket, but that slinging action Makes it so difficult. Okay, let's bring somebody who in the 2000s, Lasith Malinga. It's
Fidel Edwards.
How did I not think Fidel Edwards? You would think I was in West Indian or something.
So 3 runs in this over from Salman Irshad. He's bowled with some bit
How
of
did I
gas,
not
and
think of Fidel Edwards?
the only reprieve here for the batsman, Brian. The track probably not as hard as probably one would probably think with no rain, but it's 43 for 5, and I want to think that Justin Dill still a little bit concerned about perhaps the dampness of the pitch, but a lot of work has gone on to really get game at 6 o'clock this evening.
Well, he's certainly pointing out at that spot, probably about 8 or 9 yards in front of him.
So the 8th over comes to a close. It's 43 for 5. So 8 overs gone. We've got 12 balls remaining. We've seen a very good bowling performance here from the Kingsmen. They've bowled excellent, Brian, and there has been no reprieve, no let up at all. All the bowlers have really bowled well.
Well, you had your spinners in the middle, particularly Harmeet Singh and Hassan Khan. And the pace bowlers up top, and then now towards the back end of the innings are absolutely putting the squeeze on the St. Louis Americans.
So ball pulled into the onside. We'll only get a single as a new bowler comes into the attack here.
Samin Gul is the bowler. Samin Gul, of course, has already bowled 1 over. Now coming in to bowl the penultimate over of the innings. That ball just skied into the outfield. A pretty simple, straightforward single. And St. Louis is running out of opportunities to add to this total.
So 11 balls remaining. Justin Dill comes back onto strike. Well, coming to bowl to Samin Gul. We've seen a couple of speeds from this team. Salman Irshad, Samin Gul being used. That one wide is the call from both umpires. And so 11 balls remaining, 45 for 5.
Yeah, certainly that one bouncing similarly as we had one earlier in the innings. I believe it was in the 2nd over. Make that the 1st over. Bouncing several feet above the head of Justin Dill. Now Justin Dill still trying to point out the spot in the middle of the pitch that has been a concern for him now for a couple of overs. And I see there, just when the ball pitches, you see a chunk come out of maybe a little bit of dirt. And Justin Dill is not happy with that, but as we said, Lenny, both batters agreed to, or both captains agreed to play on it, and the groundsmen have worked very hard to get this match started. The other element is we're not playing a 50-over match, so it's not going to change that much between now and the time that they get to bowl on it.
comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like, yeah, here comes the.
So a couple of balls in this over. We've seen a couple of runs. Justin Dill on strike. And they've got 11 balls to make an impression here. They're 45 on the board. So the big tug of the bat. I can tell you that it's not timed well. Not the sweet song, Brian.
Yeah, get the sense that that hit sort of high up on the bat. Not really timed by Justin Dill. And that ball landing probably some 5 or so yards behind the non-strikers' stumps.
So 3 runs in this over so far. We've got 10 balls remaining, 46 for 5. Vinakota comes into strike. He tries to go big, no elevation at all, and this has been another good over here from Samin Goal.
3 runs from the over so far with 3 balls to come. 9 balls to go in the innings, and you're still at 46 runs. So a realistic target, I think, if you're St. Louis, is going to be somewhere around 60. Do what you need to get past 60. You might be helped out by, I don't know, a couple of extras, maybe one going down the leg side that you can take advantage of. But so far, these bowlers have not appeared capable of bowling anything but really good deliveries.
So Samin Goal continues to bowl well. And the fact is, Brian, you put your runs on the board, and of course, it shouldn't be long from now before Justin Dill and his men get a chance to bowl. And if the pitch has some devil inside, it won't be long before you'll be using that pitch too.
Which is why the questioning of the pitch and delaying the game doesn't make much sense to me, because if you get over the next, next 9 balls, next 8 balls, very soon afterward, you'll be bowling on this very same pitch.
So we've seen 3 runs in this over so far. It's really gone tidy for all of the bowlers. Oh, he pitches his up. And look at that, strikes the leg stump. Ujwal is gone. It's 46 for 6.
Well, that's one way to take the pitch entirely out of the equation. Get that Yorker right. That may be pitching on the popping crease itself. Here we see the replay just coming in from over the wicket, slanting in. Yes, that looked like it would have landed right on the popping crease. Ujwal Vinakota playing all over the top of that delivery and loses his leg stump. The 6th wicket goes down, and just 7 balls remaining with only 46 runs on the board. Kumar is better. Right now, because Justin Dill has to be the one on strike to start the last over. So you'll take a double, you'll take a 4, you'll take a 6 if you are the St. Louis Americans. But I think you'll also take a dot ball before you take a single, because Justin Dill has to be the one on strike to start the next over.
So Nikit Kumar comes into strike. Samin Goal is bowling impressively at 2 for 7. And we'll come in here, final ball. We've got 7 balls remaining in this T10 encounter. And this one is between Kingsmen and St. Louis Americans. With the news, Kingsmen is doing real good here. Look at the numbers on your screen. Driven into the offside, and so single to Nikit Kumar. He will retain strike when player resumes here. And so after 9, it's 47 for 6.
Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like, yeah, here comes the.
So we're down to the last 6 balls here, Lenny. And call me an idiot because I just thought that whatever happened, Justin Dill would be on strike to start this last over. But they did take that single. I guess the idea is if there's a run on offer, we have to take it.
So Salman Irshad has been given the final over. And Salman Irshad, Brian, just look where he starts. His marking is very easy. Just run from the 30-yard markers, and you're good to go.
Right. My goodness.
On the verge of the 30-yard circle, and he has real gas when he delivers the ball. And so he will come into bowl to Nikit Kumar. We've got 47 on the board, as you can see. And so here we go, last 6 balls remaining. Salman Irshad.
Wow.
So that ball has eluded the keeper. We'll wait and see. Could be leg byes here. And that's another quick delivery here. Wides is the call from umpire Aditya Gajar.
3 bonus runs, you'll absolutely take that if you are the St. Louis Americans. And look at Ramiz Raja, the keeper. Look at this. After it eludes the batter, then I think that might have just hit the tip of his thumb. Sometimes when you're keeping, you would know this, Lenny. That ball hits your thumb, sort of jams it. I think that's exactly what happened to him. And unfortunately, that's not a very comfortable feeling. Adrenaline, I think, might take him through this last over, but that wouldn't have felt very good.
So 50 on the board. Here is Irshad to Nikit Kumar. And Kumar plays and misses already. A lot of pace on that. Salman Irshad bowling a top-class spell. And you look at the keeper, Ramiz Raja. You're right on that. Might have that ball from Salman Irshad may have struck one of those fingers. And it's no wonder that the wicket-keeping glove is well reinforced with some tough protection for your fingers, and the thumb probably a double protection.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, not a good ball.
What a great Yorker. Oh, my goodness. Bang on target. It's almost a moral victory that he got a single out of that, Nikit Kumar.
So we've got 4 balls remaining. They're batting a 51 for 6. How much can they manage? Justin Dill comes into strike. And Justin Dill, as we all saw during the course of this entire innings, not happy with parts of the pitch. But he's here, 51 for 6, and with 4 balls remaining. Here we go. Salman Irshad into Justin Dill. And Dill is driving past the bowler. Will pick up an easy single, and Nikit Kumar will come back onto strike. We've got 3 balls remaining.
3 balls remaining. Absolutely brilliant again. Just great bowling here by Salman Irshad. That ball is right in the block hole. Not a lot that can be done with those types of deliveries. So Yorkers being bowled at pace. That is the formula for keeping a team quiet in the dying overs of a limited over match.
So Irshad runs in again. 3 balls to come.
Oh, my goodness.
And can't score this time is Nikit Kumar. So a couple of balls remaining is 52 for 6. And Brian, you look at Salman Irshad. You'll probably want to take your chance from Salman Irshad on conditions like this. Not in one of those hard pitches in July and August.
Oh, my goodness, yes. But I don't think that makes much difference, at least in this stage of the innings, because all he's doing is bowling Yorkers, and he's asking you to do something different other than try to play a big shot, because you're not able to get anything good to hit here. Look at that.
Oh, that's a lovely shot. Finds the gap. Nikit Kumar. And what a shot from Nikit Kumar. The ball goes away for 4. Consolation shot here for the St. Louis Americans.
Brilliant shot. So aiming for the Yorker once again, but he leaves this one just a touch short. So it becomes a half volley. And Nikit Kumar intentionally staying leg side of that ball to force it through the offside. And somehow getting it past that man at extra cover. And runs away for 4.
It's been a long time. We haven't seen a boundary. And so the final ball comes up. St. Louis Americans haven't been sent in. They're batting a 56 for 6. And here comes the final ball. Irshad into Kumar. And Kumar goes offside. Ball goes down the leg side. And umpire Aditya Gajar said that's the end of the over. And at the end of 10 is 56 for 6, Brian.
Well, I said earlier they should have tried for 60, or 60 would have been a target. They were not able to get there. But just look at a quick scorecard. Terranadada 20 from 13 is the top scorer. And the only other one in double figures is Justin Dill, 11 from 13. So good bowling all the way down the lineup. I'll see, as you see the scoring card or the bowling card here. Look at that. Anwar Ali was expensive, but everyone else did exactly what they needed to do, particularly the spinners in the middle. Hassan Khan and Harmeet Singh and Salman Irshad coming in to apply the pressure with those Yorkers at the end. So that's a good innings by the Kingsmen, doing well to hold the St. Louis Americans to just 56 runs. So a short break coming up, and the target of 57 will be attempted by the Kingsmen. So for now, just a short break from the Prairie View Cricket Complex. We'll be back soon. Welcome back to the Prairie View Cricket Complex for the resumption of this match where the St. Louis Americans, after having been inserted to bat by the Kingsmen, managed to only put 56 runs on the board. And we're about to have the chase that will be anchored, at least initially, by the batters Sharjeel Khan and the great Martin Guptill. Brian Walters again with you, Leonardo Chaibar. Let's just call him the man with the golden mics, the golden pipes, if you will. Lenny, how do you see this one going?
So they've got 57 to win from 60 balls, almost just about under run a ball. And the imposing figures of Martin Guptill and Sharjeel Khan. Sharjeel Khan has been brutal to local bowlers in America. For the time he's been here, he's really hammered some big innings. And Martin Guptill, well, everybody knows who is Martin Guptill and his exploit. So Lamba will be the man to start. Martin Guptill will be the batter to face the first ball. And the Kingsmen continues to have a very good tournament. It's one of the teams, Brian, from the onset. I did pick a couple of the Kingsmen team, UMMC, Samp Army, as some of the favorite teams in this tournament. And you look at what they have done here today. They have dismissed, or at least at the end of their 10 overs, St. Louis Americans could only muster 56. And now it's for the likes of Martin Guptill and Sharjeel Khan, if there's others to come, to get up to 57.
You're only needing to score at less than a run a ball to win this match. And so on paper, you would have to say that the number 2 team coming into this match, of course, is a number 2 versus a number 7. The number 2 team, the Kingsmen, should, in theory, win this comfortably. But you can also say, make the argument that St. Louis only needs 10 good balls to have this match be finished. And also we saw where the pitch might have played, in my mind, not quite as big a part as the St. Louis Americans were making it to be. But I think that certainly is something that's going to be in the back of the mind, or maybe even the forefront of the mind of both Martin Guptill and Sharjeel Khan.
So Lamba has been given the ball, and we're coming to bowl to Martin Guptill. Right at across at the back of us, Brian, the Masters, they were at the end of their 10 over, I think they got 59. So it has been a couple of low scores for 2 of the premium pitches. And Guptill eased this into the offside, can't score, and a good start here from Lamba.
That's a good start. Good start of a stock ball type of delivery. On off stump, maybe on fourth stump, and the ball is just dancing away just a touch. Guptill equal to the task and just angling that bat, running it down to sort of a deep gully for no run. Of course, the power play is the first 3 overs, and during those first 3 overs, only 2 allowed outside the circle. There's a deep mid-wicket and a sweeper on the cover boundary. So you're expecting short of length deliveries.
So playing a miss, a big expansive drive here from Martin Guptill. Looking as if he wants to hit that one way in the middle of the forest.
Well, as said, with the field setting, with both fielders who are outside the circle square of the wicket, I would not have expected for the deliveries to be anything but short of length. And this ball, slightly short, not as short as I would have expected. But Guptill, with his great reach, he's a very tall man, trying to reach that one to drive down the ground, not able to make contact.
So playing a miss, a good take here from Nikhil Kanchan, the keeper. So we're beginning to see exactly what we saw from Samin Gul and Salman Irshad. And we've seen a couple of quality balls from Lamba. Good bit of pace, good carry, good bonks. And well taken there by Nikhil Kanchan.
Absolutely. Now, Martin Guptill coming down and having a look at that exact same spot on the pitch where that ball landed, as if to suggest that it's misbehaving.
So he waits for perhaps a slower ball, or not too sure if the pitch may have held up, but so far Lamba has made a very good start. 4 dot ball. This is a good start when you're defending just a paltry score.
It is so important to not give anything away when you only looking to defend 58, make that 56 runs. 4 dot balls to an international quality type player like Martin Guptill is a great way to start that conversation.
So the winner here will play tomorrow again. The loser will say bye-bye to the tournament. Look at this. Hammered and teeing off is Martin Guptill over the side screen by some yards. And that has gone for a maximum.
Oh, my goodness. Well, if you got the sense that there was any pressure being built by those 4 dot balls, I think Martin Guptill just answered that question. Planting that front foot and just blasting that well over the top of the side screen. High, hard, and handsome, as they say. And the first time that that ball touched down, it may have touched down in a different zip code from where we are. That 6, what a way to get off the mark by Martin Guptill.
And that's the disadvantage our local players don't have. If you play at Melbourne, you play at Lords, and you hit that into the stands, somebody throws the ball out quickly in a flash. But today, the fielder has to go and search the ball himself. And you never know, Brian, he may pick up a white ball from another tournament.
Or a different game altogether. Or in this part of the country, one thing you're concerned about picking up.
And exactly that's why the umpires need to check the ball.
Absolutely. But I started saying sometimes when you're over there searching for that ball in this part of the country, you may see something that you don't want to see, i.e. a snake.
So Lamba will run into ball to Martin Guptill. And Guptill into the hands of Nikhil Kanchan. That completes the first over. And after one, Kingsmen replying to 56. They're batting a 6 for no loss.
What a great delivery. That swings away just a touch. Guptill not making any contact with it. 6 without loss.
So Justin Dill takes the ball. I will come in from the media center end. And it will be a good opportunity here, Brian, for Justin Dill to probably hit those spots. That was a bit of concern when they batted. And so he will come into bowl to the attacking Sharjeel Khan. He's such an explosive player, Sharjeel Khan. And when you pair him with Martin Guptill, it's not easy for any bowler in this country.
Well, Justin Dill's stock ball is short of length. He's a very tall man, gets the ball to jag up awkwardly at the batter from a short length. So he may be aiming at that exact spot that he was pointing out when he was batting.
Oh, good climb, good climb. That's a very good start from Justin Dill. So all of a sudden, we're beginning to see in this match, runs are really hard to come. And so they need 51 from 53 ball. But this is a very good start from Justin Dill. Take a look at this one.
Great delivery. Again, that angle, right arm over, slanting across the left-hander. That pitches and leaves. I would not be surprised to see that slip field. In fact, he's back on the 30-yard circle. But that's the exact direction that those types of deliveries usually end up.
And we saw just at the end of that delivery, Brian, both Martin Guptill and Sharjeel Khan going to the middle, and they're doing what exactly was the concern of the batting team. So now the tables have turned. Martin Guptill comes in to strike. And so they still need 50 from 52. And Brian, in my personal opinion, what I saw from the St. Louis American, I thought initially they did not assess the conditions when they went out to bat. And they were probably still thinking that 10 overs, they need to get to 100 runs. When you went out there as a batter and realizing that the wicket will not play through, that adjustment should have been made. And instead of trying to go for 100 runs, aim for 80, 90, even 70 would have been a decent score. But what we saw, that's another quality delivery here from Justin Dill. Can't let that go by, Brian.
Great delivery. Again, that's the stock ball that Justin Dill bowls right at the spot where you now see Martin Guptill tapping. But exactly that type of delivery, just landing short of length and taking off. You see Nikhil Kanchan jumping to collect that ball. So that this pitch, you know, you have to sort of take it into consideration that you're being helped by the pitcher as a bowler.
Oh, taking a bit of evasive action. He came down, was a short ball. And certainly a little bit of evasive action from Martin Guptill. That's good pace, but just gone for 6.
That is great pace. So he's almost ducking and hooking at the same time. There. In fact,
Evasive.
very little flourish on that shot. It was almost a defensive hook, if there is such a thing, but somehow finds the middle of the bat anyway. Former international New Zealander getting that ball to go over backward square leg for his second scoring shot, which is also a 6.
Yeah, a couple of scoring shots from Martin Guptill. 2 shots, and he's up to 12. Justin Dill has gone for 7 in this over. And look at that, another short pitch delivery. So Justin Dill working things out here, and he's bowling to a world-class batter. He does not have a lot of runs in the bank to play with, but he's bringing the short ball to great effect. And just coming back to the assessment that probably the Americans did not make, and instead of trying to go for maybe 100, 120 in 10 over, they should have really calculated back and say, well, the condition does not suit a 10-run and over here. Let's go for 70, 80 runs. And probably that would have worked when they batted not too long ago. Ball turned into the onside. That will complete over number 2. And after 2 is 14 for no loss.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah, here comes the.
So we're back with the action. Couple of overs gone. They're going a 7 and over. Martin Guptill on 13. A couple of 6s. And Sharjil Khan, he's on 1. The action will continue. Martin Guptill will be on strike. And this might be a good opportunity, Brian, for Justin Dill to use his strike bowler, because you know this game may not last all 60 balls.
Well, Frisco Adams with the ball in hand. And he's going to be bowling from the forest end, bowling to Martin Guptill. So it will be interesting to see Frisco Adams not anywhere near the height of a Justin Dill. I don't know whether or not he'll get the same sort of pace, or the same sort of bounce is what I meant. But if you think of somebody like a Malcolm Marshall, there we go, referencing old guys again. Let's see how he does to Justin Dill.
So he's offering a chance. Martin Guptill, fielder comes in. Well judged catch. Martin Guptill has to go. It's 14 for 1, Brian.
How big a wicket is that? You don't get 10 without first getting 1. And to get that 1 be Martin Guptill is a tremendous, tremendous achievement for Frisco Adams. I started comparing him to Malcolm Marshall. He did exactly what Malcolm Marshall would have done there. The late, great West Indian knocking that 1 in short. Guptill going for the pull, but only skying it. And a simple catch to Captain Justin Dill, taking that ball at mid-off. And that is a big, big wicket in the context of this game. Looking at the YouTube comments, Aki Bob says St. Louis needs some luck. Well, I think they may have just gotten more than luck. That wasn't luck. That was skill by Frisco Adams, and he absolutely lands a big fish for his team.
So Ramiz Raja Jr. will walk to the middle. And you never know how these low-scoring games can really end up. These are 10 overs encounter. Not in ideal conditions. And players will have to assess pretty quickly how you play on this kind of surfaces. Ramiz Raja comes to the middle, the keeper. And he's joined Sharjil Khan. Sharjil Khan has only faced a couple of balls. The bulk of the strike would have been taken by Martin Guptill, but now he's back in the shade. And so they need 43 from 47 balls.
Well, Ramiz Raja, a naturally aggressive batter. And so it might be a case of strength meeting strength. Frisco Adams coming in and hitting the deck hard on that first delivery. Beating a former international batter for pace is not easy. So he would have been buoyed by that delivery. Let's see how he does here.
So ball peels off the outside edge, can't score. So a couple of good balls here for Fresco Adams. Would have picked up the big wicket of Martin Guptill, and the Kingsmen does pack a punch in their middle order. Milian Kumar, Hamad Azam, Saad Ali still waiting for their turn to come, if it ever comes. But for now, Ramiz Arajas Jr. has come to the middle. He's faced a quality ball from Adams. Ball peeling off the outside edge. Here we go, 14 for 1. And another quality ball, this scampered through for 1. Adams with a throw, misses the stumps. And good backing up by the man on the onside.
Good piece of cricket. You saw something similar in the first innings, where the ball is dropped right by the batter and then the non-striker immediately calling. That's Sharjeel Khan doing really well there to recognize the fact that there was a possibility for a run there. Now, Ramiz Raja dropped his bat on the way down to the non-striker's end. It would have been interesting to see, had that been a direct hit, whether or not he would have made it. Here we see on the replay again. This will be interesting. Look at the very end of this. He's looking over his shoulder, and then here comes the throw. And oh my goodness, loses control of the bat just as the ball is passing the stumps. I think Ramiz Raja might consider himself lucky that that was not a direct hit.
So Sharjeel Khan comes into strike. Oh, lofted into the onside. Could be a safe shot in no man's land. And so he's off and running. In fact, he picks up his second run. And so 2 runs in this over. Still a quality one here from Fresco Adams.
Well, I mentioned that you need to sort of try to bowl good balls. And to defend a small total like this, you can absolutely not bowl anything loose. If you notice that the equation is now 41 runs needed from 44 balls. So they are absolutely doing what they need to do here, St. Louis.
Oh, Ramiz Raja comes down and plays a shot as if they're chasing 15 runs and over. And that's that's the last over we're in.
So you're still needing less than a run of ball. So a single helps you. A single puts you closer to victory.
But Ramiz Raja and both Ramiz Raja and Sharjeel Khan, Brian, from what we have seen, and you've seen a lot of Ramiz Raja, he plays in this region for his minor league team. We'll talk about that. But into the onside, they go through for 1 quite easily. And in the end, that completes over number 3, 17 for 1. So welcome back. Kingsmen need 40 to win from 42 balls. Justin Dill leading the Americans here this afternoon. Kingsmen being led by Azam.
Well, once again, keeping an eye on the YouTube comments. Kunal Agarwal is the one who called for the spinner. And now we have a spinner in action.
So Abhilash Reddy, it appears, has been given the ball. And what a tough opportunities for anyone, no matter how good you're a bowler, Brian, to defend 40 from 42 balls with the likes of Ramiz Raja and Sharjeel Khan out in the middle. We saw Adams taking out the big wicket of Martin Guptill. So that's a little bit of consolation, but still, to defend 40 from 42 balls is going to be tough.
Certainly going to be tough. Absolute no tolerance for anything loose. Every ball that you bowl has to be spot on exactly where you want to bowl it. Nothing down the leg side, nothing too wide, nothing too full.
So ball turned into the onside for an easy single and brings Sharjeel Khan on to strike. And Brian, while we talk about the good exploits of Sharjeel Khan and Ramiz Raja, we also know that from a batting perspective, you need a deck that comes on a little bit for all those explosive shots to really happen.
That's why I don't understand the idea of looking to swing for the fences. Again, the required rate is only 5.71, so every single keeps you ahead of the required rate. So what you're needing to do is just simply pick the gaps, run ones, run twos, particularly on a pitch that's playing some tricks.
So ball into the onside. And Sharjeel Khan realizing that on today's play might not be that explosive kind of track in which he may play a shot or two, but all that is needed is to really tap the ball around, and if they can bat 10 overs here doing that, I'm pretty sure they can win this game.
It really is a simple game. Here you have the weird stat where the exact required rate is the same as the actual run rate, 5.7 and 5.7. Ramiz Raja looking for that expansive cut, and again there's acres of space on the offside, and just tapping it into that cover area will always yield you a run.
Oh, guided away. That's a lovely shot. That's the skill of Ramiz Raja Jr. But he will only get a single. Not only the pitch is probably a little bit slow, we all know that, but even the ground, take a look.
Absolutely, just looking to guide this one, running it off the face of the bat. That's more of what I want to see. You don't have to play big shots to win this game, and you really can do it. It's not often that you can win a T10 game by just taking singles, but that really is the only thing that you need to have happen.
So some big stars with this Kingsmen brand. A couple of teams in this tournament, Kingsmen, and then of course we've got Kingsmen X. And they're really from the Stallions brand, which also has gone around the country, supplied two teams, one Stallions and then one of course Stallions X. Oh, cut away. That's a lovely shot from Sharjeel Khan running up towards the point boundary. And the fielder has done well to save a boundary. A couple of runs here for Kingsmen. And at the end of 4 is 22 for 1.
That is brilliant work. Again, in a low-scoring game, you don't know the difference that each of these runs saved can make. There's a good dive and flicking that ball back. That is excellent work out there in the deep. And he saves 2 runs for his side. We'll be right back, 22 for 1.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah, here comes the.
$22 for 1.
So 35 to win from 36 ball. Ujwal Vinakota has been given the ball. 5th bowler being used here by St. Louis American. Oh, that's a quality start to his bowling spell. Ball going through to Nikhil Kanchan. 22 for 1, Brian. 35 needed from 35.
And what happens is when you try to play the big shots and you miss and you concede a handful of dot balls, it does mean that eventually the run rate catches up with the number, meaning the number of balls remaining catches up with the number of runs needed.
So into the onside, Ramiz Raja has had enough. And this one has gone for a maximum signal by umpire Best. That's gone for 6.
Yes, so one of Ramiz Raja's favorite shots, picking out that area over deep mid-wicket. Fielder at square leg was not going to be anywhere close to that. And with that delivery, short and slanted in toward his body. That's not going to be the way to dismiss Ramiz Raja. I think the bowlers are much better off doing what they were doing before. I mentioned that you don't want any loose deliveries. To Ramiz Raja, that does count as a loose delivery because that's meat and drinks for him.
So 29 to win from 34 balls. Oh, he tried to go cheeky down the leg side. Doesn't make contact and the ball goes through to Nikhil Kanchan. So 29 from 33. 4 other games going on simultaneously. And for all our viewers, you can catch all these games at the MLC network on YouTube. And you can also follow them at PVCC Cricket Clubs if you're into numbers and you want to catch up on all the stats happening. Easy single here for Ramiz Raja. Brings the equation down to 28 from 32 balls. And as Sharjeel Khan comes into strike.
Sharjeel Khan opened the batting, 5 from 6, so a very un-Sharjeel Khan-like innings. But I hate to keep repeating myself, Lenny. You don't need the big shots. You don't need a whole lot other than just to push the ball into the gaps.
Well, we saw Sharjeel Khan and Martin Guptill strode to the middle. That pair alone intimidating enough on paper, Brian.
Yes.
I wonder if we should resurrect your playing days career and
no thanks.
and give you the ball and tell you we're playing some guys off the block, but you show up here and Martin Guptill is on one end and Sharjeel Khan is on the other end.
That's the time that I pull a hamstring walking to my mark and I signal to my captain, who incidentally is standing as the umpire right now, Cameron Best. When I played here in Houston, he was my captain. And this will be the point where I automatically pull a hamstring.
So Khan, that's a lovely shot through square leg. Fielder has given up and that has gone away for 4. 33 for 1.
Fantastic looking shot. I said you cannot have anything loose. I think you'll find from around the wicket this is absolutely a loose delivery going into the body. You cannot bowl to a left-hander there. He just helps it on its way, runs away down the hill for 4. Big shot, so 11 runs from that over. The score after 5 is 33 for 1.
So later on,
So 24 needed now from, I keep jumping in and cutting you off, Lenny, sorry about that. 24 needed from 30. It is Tarun Adada with the ball in hand, who's going to be asked to try to recreate some of the pressure that has been built. But very frankly, that was released in the last over with 11 big runs coming from it.
so Ramiz Raja will be the man on strike. We've seen a nice little partnership here and of 19 between the pair out in the middle. Oh, trying to run the ball through the offside. Doesn't go too well, and Nikhil Kanchan does well to keep the ball in play. So for all our viewers, you know what will happen in quarterfinals game. The top 4 or the winning 4 of these teams will return back tomorrow. And we'll start the semi-final. Both of them will be played simultaneously. And then, of course, the grand final slated for 2:30. Oh, guided away. What a shot here from Ramiz Raja Jr. And the only thing missing on that shot, Brian, that he did not get a boundary, but he picks up 2.
Well, he's certainly targeting that area behind the wicket. So he tried to run the previous delivery off the face of the bat, missed out there, but notices that fine leg is very square, and steps across, see him walk all the way across, outside off stump, and runs it off the face of the bat, running down to deep fine leg. Good work down there to prevent that ball from running for 4.
So a more orthodox shot, throw covers, and that has gone away for 4. Forget the cheeky stuff. And that's a lovely orthodox shot. That's gone for 4.
It's an orthodox stroke, hammered through extra cover. Brilliant looking shot from Ramiz Raja. And with that shot, my goodness, you're now within 3 strokes of this match being finished. Look at that replay, just hammering it down on one knee through the offside for 4.
So lofted into the offside. And Ferrosco Adams runs out of real estate. And that has gone for 6. What a shot here from Ramiz Raja.
My goodness, I mentioned that there were 3, you got the target to within 3 strokes. Well, that's one of them. That is an excellent looking shot. Look at the follow through, holds that pose. Brilliant shot. Just for a split second, I thought you and I had the chance to take a catch here, Lenny. Fortunately or unfortunately, it lands short of us, but it does go all the way for 6.
So on Wednesday morning early, 15 teams made it to the starting line. And Brian, when we go to dinner tonight, when we go to sleep tonight, 11 we'll have to say goodbye to.
Exactly.
And the competitions committee will have to extend a nice little warm handshake and tell them thanks for coming. Better luck next time. So slower ball. He does well to play one of those, maybe a mini sweep into the onside. That completes over number 6 is 46 for 1.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah, here comes the.
So welcome back to the DAFA News 2023 Houston Open. And we're watching quarterfinal plays. Kingsmen in a strong position here to play tomorrow. And the fact is, Brian, this Kingsmen unit will be quite happy they're getting a chance to play in the last 4 because we saw Kingsmen X has exited the tournament.
Well, on paper, they're the number 2 team. So it's not surprising that they have the opportunity to go through to the playoffs starting tomorrow. But I think they will be having conversations with themselves about how best to approach the situation, the sort of situational batting. Because sometimes the shot selection has not been consistent with what was needed. If you're chasing 146 or chasing even 96, then maybe some of these expansive shots are necessary. But I think they made this chase look a little harder than it should have been by not just taking advantage of the singles that are on offer.
So we saw also Samparmi doing well against Masters. As Ferresco Adams comes back for perhaps a last throw of the dice. And he starts with a wide, so wide signal. And quite rightly so, umpire best on Aditya Gajar, the 2 umpires.
Well, that's the 3rd time today we've seen a wide called because of the fact that it bounced over the top of the batter's heads. I think it's some indication of the amount of bounce and pace that's in this wicket, even though, again, with the amount of rain that we've had in the last couple of days, it has meant that we've lost a lot of play. But the pitch itself, even though it's misbehaved just a touch, still has a lot of life in it.
So still 10 runs to win. We've seen a couple of balls in this over, 1 wide and 1 dot here from Adams. So the other teams in the playoff, and I'm pretty sure all our viewers are well aware. The likes of Dallas All-Stars, they're taking on Clarion Eagles. We saw Masters making 59, so Samparmi should have some advantage in that game. So essentially, if we're looking ahead, Samparmi and Kingsmen could be a couple of the teams to go through. Haven't heard anything from the UMMC and the Texas Thunders clash. And so we'll have to wait and see. You can catch up on all these scores by going to Cricket Club's PVCC, and that's Prairie View Cricket Club. And you can get all the information there.
I tell you what, Frisco Adams is hitting the deck hard, and he's actually hurt Ramiz Raja here. He's absolutely banged him on the glove. 3 deliveries so far, one that bounced over the top of the batter's head for a wide, but the next 2 have been bang on target short at the batter's body. And those are the deliveries that are very difficult to score off of.
And for our viewers, games will return to full 20 tomorrow. So the semifinals and, of course, the championship game pulled into the onside. Protection out in the deep. And the fielder does well to keep the ball in play. Another run. 9 runs remaining from 21 balls.
That is great work out there. That's Sudhanshu Bajpai sliding to his right, essentially saving 3 runs, because had that gotten by him, obviously it would have been 4, but he limits the damage to just 1 run.
So my 5 teams still in, Brian. Well, in fact, let me be no one of them got knocked out. Kingsman X is gone. So I'm left with 4.
4.
UMMC, Dallas All-Stars, one of the Kingsmen, and Samp.
So if I were to ask you to put you on the spot, since you put me on the spot yesterday, who's winning this?
Ball eased into the offside, and there is a single run. Dallas All-Stars. I mean, you put me on the spot, I got to be honest. Dallas All-Stars.
Right.
Dallas All-Stars, UMMC could be, that's my final 2, to be honest.
UMMC. And again, this might be my Texas bias showing. I say UMMC by a nose. By a nose.
You like Dallas All-Stars?
The Dallas All-Stars are a really talented side, and my friends in Dallas are probably throwing something at the TV right now, but got to go with UMMC.
All right, we'll see tomorrow. We'll have to engage our other 2 commentators, Munir and Little Matt, to get their pick. Oh, outside edge. It doesn't matter how they come. Couple of runs, a productive shot from Ramiz Raja. The 50 comes up. It's 53 for 1.
Fortune favors the brave. Frisco Adams has been bringing the heat this over. Ramiz Raja deciding to fight fire with fire, taking 1 step down in that huge swing. Top edge, genuine top edge. And it was such a fine edge that deep third was nowhere near to that delivery. And so just now 4 runs needed for what I think would be a pretty straightforward victory. Just 1 more ball remaining in the 7th.
Yeah, well, a well put together tournament, and Kingsmen will be quite happy with the progress that they have made. They're into the final 4 almost. And this brand, of course, part of the Stallions brand that really comes out of this area, Brian. Oh, flicked away. Look at that. That's a lovely shot. And just about a bounce inside the boundary. And it's a lovely flick off the bat of Ramiz Raja. We'll wait for the confirmation. Oh, he's gone for 4.
Well, whether 4 or 6, that is the end of the game. A pretty straightforward victory in the end for the Kingsmen, even though they stumbled or wobbled just a little bit. The St. Louis Americans would have thought they were in with a shout with the dismissal of Martin Guptill, but Ramiz Raja and to a lesser extent Sharjeel Khan taking the victory away from the St. Louis Americans. So just a quick look at the scorecard. Sharjeel Khan 10 from 9 and Ramiz Raja 33 from 22, the ones who took the Kingsmen home. Martin Guptill dismissed for 13 from 11 with 2 sixes. And for the bowlers, Frisco Adams to me was very impressive. His 2 overs cost 7 runs. And you see the figures there for the other bowlers. Abhilash Reddy is the lowest in terms of economy rate, and Frisco Adams did take that 1 wicket. But that is the end of the game. Pretty straightforward victory in the end. So as like my dear friend Lenny said, join us tomorrow morning, full day of action. Supposedly, we see from as far as the weather forecast is concerned that we should be able to have 2 rounds of uninterrupted 20-over matches. So please join us here at the Prairie View Cricket Complex for the Daffin News Houston Open 2023 final day's action. For now, this is Brian Walters signing off from Prairie View on behalf of Lenny, and myself. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you tomorrow.